thought about intentions last week. And then, we've talked about how as soon as I decided to be more intentional about my time, then the universe threw things at me. And then I'm sort of thinking about this idea of going with the flow, so that this is like supposed to go with the flow. And I said that to my older son, and he, it was in one of those moments where that's just not what you want to hear your mom say. And so he was
you told him to go with the flow.
Yeah, I was like, because he, has a hard time going with anything that isn't exactly how he expected it to be.
Right.
And, he was like, there's no such thing as going with the flow. And I was like, is that true? Is that, it's just one of those things where someone throws something back at you. And it sort of then made me think we have a bunch of different sort of competing phrases that we use at different times. And one is to go with the flow, and one is to not follow the herd, or to, is it a bad thing to swim upstream, or is it a good thing to swim upstream?
If you're salmon, I guess it's a good thing.
Well, exactly. So, it's one of those things where, in the search for wisdom in our lives, all of these things can be true, but finding the nuance about why they're true, when they're true, what it actually means. So I want to talk about that because, so you have this go with the flow, the idea of acceptance and surrender to like realities in your life that you can't do anything about.
And we'll come back to that because it has a different connotation in Taoism, go with the flow.
Right, exactly. So this is, it's a misperception, I think, but I don't know what.
Well, not really. I think as we were saying in the pre-show, there's just different concepts of it, but we're using the same kind of language, but go with the flow, but then what,
I guess my other question is then, like, you sort of also at any one time in your life know people who you care about who are in sort of more difficult situations. And sometimes that's you, and sometimes that's friends or family. And sort of like, what if your flow at the moment in your life is really bad? Like, what if it feels really bad?
Well, from a Taoist standpoint, even in the bad times, you go with the flow because that is the flow.
But then my question is like, when, that can be misunderstood as being really passive about your life rather than making things happen. And you could say that about alcoholism or drug use or whatever. I'm
glad you said that. So let's introduce the term wu-wei.
Wu-wei.
Right? Because you've just kind of...
It makes me want to sing that song.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay.
Yeah. So let's introduce the term.
What is it?
And then we got to take a pause because we forgot to do something. So wu-wei, spelled W-U. So you want to naturally go wu-wei.
Right.
But it's wu-wei.
Okay.
And it means effortless action.
Right.
Or effortless effort. Or another interpretation might be, and this is where...
Doing, not doing, they say.
Doing, not doing.
Yeah,
or not trying. So in your example that you were just using there, sometimes we're in a down situation. And one of our things that we want to do as humans is we just want to control everything. So sometimes your effort that you put into it and going so intense at trying to correct it that you may not be operating or being aware of opportunities that could help you out because you're so focused on trying to control. So you put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah.
And from a wu-wei point of view and this effortless effort, it's how do you relax back, listen to self so that you can get the answer that you need that'll help you out of your place. But because you're trying so hard to control the situation, you're missing some vital things that you could do.